It was a dangerous situation with potentially deadly consequences. As the summer temperature soared, the 125 mostly elderly and disabled residents at the 12-story Cochrane Towers spent 6 days without air conditioning, their rooms at times approaching 100 degrees. It was nearly a week before the fire department was notified. Immediately, emergency air conditioner units were set up in the lobby. About 20 people were treated for heat-related illnesses.
Well, right now they've got a mechanical team on site, one of the contractors, and it looks like they've got the system up and running. We still have our units in front cooling the main lobby, providing an area of refuge and cooling site for the people of the building. So I think we're close. We're almost there.
Truck 817, Tower 833, truck. Entire engine company needed.
Welcome to this edition of Engine Company. I'm your host, Darryl Gill. The situation at the Cochrane Towers could have been tragic. Thankfully, it wasn't. But imagine living in a high-rise building in oppressive summer heat for 6 days. When the St. Louis Fire Department arrived, firefighters were ready to do whatever necessary to ensure the safety of the residents. Today we'll go behind the scenes with a very specialized group of firefighters. Firefighters who are ready to put their lives on the line daily in the most dangerous of situations. Their assignment: heavy rescue operations. They are highly trained and highly motivated firefighters who are ready when the unthinkable happens. At a moment's notice, they may be called upon for rescue situations that the average person can only imagine and would never attempt.
They are the specialists of the city. It's a group of firefighters, 6 guys that have to work together on a scene and try and figure out a problem that would stump most individuals.
About anything that requires somebody in trouble getting out of, we're the ones they call.
There's just a whole lot more you need to know on the rescue squad. It's from scuba diving to auto extrication.
2 rescue squads serve the city of St. Louis. These specialized teams are also called for rescue operations in nearby cities and in communities hours away. Sometimes rescue operations last for hours.
Went out to Blackjack. They had a guy that was a company that was digging a sewer system to a home, and he got trapped in the hole. I guess he was about 12 feet down. And we got the call, I guess, about 5 p.m., getting ready for supper, and we didn't return until the next morning. So we spent about 13 hours out there digging to get this guy out. We got him out alive, so it was a good call.
It takes a great degree of skill and knowledge, an immense amount of focus, hard work, sheer grit, and determination, as well as physical strength and agility, and yes, dedication and motivation to be a part of the St. Louis Fire Department rescue squads. Now, if you're wondering how much experience these guys have, each member on Rescue Squad 1, C-Shift, has between 1 and 3 decades of experience. Now that's impressive.
You know, Charlie is homophobic. You know what lovey dovey's is?
That's what I'm talking about.
Our newest guy has over 10 years on the job, and then it's from 32 years down to 18 years, you know, and so we got a lot of time on here. So everybody's been on the job, they know the job, and we got a nucleus of guys who just love working together.
They work together and they train together. Each firefighter has to know how to operate the tools of the trade. Rescue Squad 1 has some specialized tools and equipment, along with highly trained personnel to operate them. Can you tell us what we're looking at?
Yes. In this compartment, these are hydraulic rescue tools, or generically referred to as the jaws of life. We use these to extricate people from automobile accidents. If they're trapped in their car, we'll use these tools to cut roofs off, cut doors off, spread doors off. We just use those to get people out of automobile accidents. The squad is a giant toolbox on wheels. We carry everything from dental picks to jackhammers.
Strike Force 2 is also part of the squad's rescue equipment. This mobile van is the only one in the city.
This is nothing but tools. It's set up for building collapse, structural collapse, trench collapse, any type of rescue situation you can envision after a natural disaster or any type of terrorist event.
Rescue Squad 1 runs 800 to 900 calls a year. This job comes with a lot of stress and a lot of pressure.
There are moments on this job that are extremely stressful. You see people at their absolute worst, and you see people suffering like they've never suffered before.
I remember a guy that got his arm crushed. He was tearing out a boiler, and it really mangled his arm. We got him out, and thought he would actually lose his arm. I ran into that guy about a year later, and he was back working, and he gave me a big hug, and that's rewarding. That's what it's all about.
Arch tram, it's got 2 sets of elevators go up each side of each leg. One of the cables broke, so there were people that were trapped for some 2.5 to 3 hours. That was challenging. We had to come out and put our heads together.
While at the station, squad members are on call, on alert, and waiting for the alarm that could come at any time.
And what that means is, regardless of what I'm doing, if I'm sitting here right now talking to you and the bell rings, I gotta go. If I'm eating supper, bell rings, I gotta go. If I'm in the shower, the bell rings, I gotta go. So that's a different heightened feeling to be on call all the time or in a 24-hour period.
When the bell goes off and you hear what's coming in, then you gotta start thinking, what's going on? Where are we going? What's surrounding it? What's the situation we're going to? What's the weather like? Is it hot outside? Is it cold outside? Is it raining? Is it snowing? You know, what kind of situations are we going to be getting into?
The rescue squad works 24-hour shifts. I was a firefighter, so I can tell you from experience, the schedule takes some getting used to, but it becomes a way of life.
You tend to relax when you're in your 4-day down period. Yeah, those in-between days, you're still set to go to work. You know, you really don't get relaxed until you have your 4-day stretch off.
No matter what the call, these firefighters give it their all. Their mission is to save lives and property. Time is of the essence.
Everything we do, we're on a clock, a theoretical clock. If you have someone that's trapped in an automobile, injured, bleeding, you need to get them out. If you have people trapped in a burning house, they've got a few seconds or a few minutes. So everything that the fire department does, anytime we go, there's usually something going wrong, and we need to get on the scene, stop it from going wrong, and then start making things better.
The most rewarding thing is going out and finding somebody in peril and terrible position and actually helping them, and they survive and move on, and that's the rewarding thing. You know, there's no glory in recovering anything.
Oftentimes, in case of fires, the people they're helping are poor, people with no insurance and no way of coming back if they lose everything.
Our poorer neighborhoods up here, that's all, they're going back in that house tonight after it's burned up. They may not go in that room that's burned up, but they're going to go to another part of that house, and that's all they've got. So it's kind of up to us to get it out and do as least amount of damage as we can.
Tough job? Yes, but they wouldn't trade it for any other. What most do you like about being assigned to a squad?
The unexpectedness of any time the tones hit, what we could do.
The extra things you get to see being on the squad and get to work on being on the squad is just, I guess, it's pretty fulfilling.
so awesome. I want to be a firefighter.
Each station has something unique about them, something that separates them from the others. Let's go inside the Hall of Flame. How would you describe this room?
A classy junk room. But we're proud of it.
It's a collection of memorabilia that collectors would envy, from the historically significant to, well, just plain bizarre. They've been collecting these items since the early 70s. The rescue squad. It's a job these firefighters love, and a profession that kids admire and wonder about. Sometimes they're even curious and interested enough to visit their area engine house.
We had to put this in just because that's what firemen have. They slide holes. But it doesn't go anywhere. But this is a pretty cool room. It's got all kinds of firemen.
Listen, they look like Hot Wheels.
That's a real picture. St. Louis holds the record for catching people in the net from the highest in survival. Wow. Was it 7 floors, 8 floors? 7 or
on there.
So, when someone needs help, the squad is ready and moves into action. They wouldn't trade their job for any other in the world.
It's the greatest job in the world. I mean, I've never had a job that was so gratifying. I mean, basically, I do it for free, to tell you the truth, but I don't know how many guys tell you that, but I love this job, so best job in the world.
I kind of look at my job as what we do. This is who we are and what we do. And it's a team. And Squad 1C, we're a team.
They've got nerves of steel. They'll go anywhere. You can trust them. There's no better place to be. It's been rewarding for 32 years. And I'm sure I'll miss it when I'm gone. It's a family. It's definitely a family. It's just your family. It's who we are.
Our thanks to Rescue Squad 1C Shift for allowing us to tell your story, and to the members of Squads 1 and 2. We thank you for your devotion, courage, and enthusiasm. Your commitment does not go unnoticed. On behalf of the citizens of St. Louis City, we thank you. Well, that's it for this edition of Engine Company. I'm Darryl Gill, and we'll see you next time.